That looks to be reasonable volume, but let me know if the balance is off. Yeah, it might be a bit too loud. That's fine.
Your skill. I now wish to test it.
I was waiting for you.
You will feel my wrath.
Okay. Let's talk training.
Try not to stop the flow.
So for the next hour, I'm going to show just how focused you can be at training one aspect of your gameplay. So pick a block string. I'm going to pick crouching light kick, crouching light punch, and I'm going to turn that into an hour. I used to do this kind of thing with musical instruments, where you just pick a couple notes and figure stuff out with it. So first thing you want to start with is point blank range block strings. Okay. Dummy on guard. Save our spot. And our basic block string. Okay. Now, where does this leave us? Well, we can hit crouching medium punch, crouching medium kick. Can I do another? No. So, boop, boop, bow. Boop, boop, bow. We can also do boop. We know that works. What doesn't work? Oh, that whiffs. Medium punch whiffs. Once we reach this range, we're out of range for a lot of our normals. That works. Whiff, whiff, whiff. Whiff, whiff, whiff. Whiff, whiff, whiff. That works, but obviously a long normal. So map out your block strings. From there, if they block it, what are you going to do after this? Well, they're out of range where you're likely going to either see a challenge or they're going to just be passive and block. So you got to pay attention to what they're doing. Now we can do that. Now we can start to get other ideas into it. But the other ideas are meant to only be used when you recognize something differs in their play that you need to respond to. So if they're just blocking, the traditional thing to do, throw. Okay. So this is something where you need to, dependent on the character, I'm playing Rose, she has a very, very good throw range. So you need to make sure that you're hitting on the exact tip of that throw. Uh-oh. Try stuff out. Oh, that missed. That missed. That missed. Okay. You should be able to do this consistently. See? Now I can't. Get this kind of thing built into your brain. Don't just half-ass it. 10 times each side. If you recognize they're being passive, go in for the throw. Okay. What are some other things that people can do? Well, the response to that, right? So this is where we're starting to get into the mind games. So advanced training and mind games. If your opponent thinks that you're going to throw, their response is going to be one of a couple things. They can either throw tech you, they can jump to avoid the throw, they can back up, they can jump, they can challenge, they can back up, or they can tech. Or they can tech your throw. So from here is where you got to think branching paths. Okay. Reset. I think they're going to throw tech. Okay. We use a move that beats out a throw. And we time it. Important part. We're timing it at the exact same time that we would normally do our throw animation. Okay. Get that timing down. It's really important that you get this timing and spacing down because the whole idea of breaking an opponent's guard requires you to make decisions right when you can. If you wait too long, they're going to challenge you, right? If I just sit here, I could do that. Nothing wrong with that. But sooner or later, they're gonna strike in response, or they're gonna walk forward and try and throw me, or they're gonna walk back, or they're gonna jump, or they're gonna do something. Again, the 4 options that they can do on defense: challenge, back up, jump, attack. If they perform an action, those are the 4 things they can do: challenge, back up, jump, or attack. Obviously, the 5th option is the no option, where they just sit there and block and see what you do next. So putting this into effect, 1, 2, throw. 1, 2, throw. 1, 2, throw. Now, 1, 2, make the throw. So, the situation is our opponent, after guarding, is going to tech. Just to get the tech out of the way, right? Because that's the one that's really the one you're looking for. Now we want to set this to a reasonable delay tech timing. We're talking 9-ish frames. Let's see what happens. So I can do this. And because it's now normally if I was to set this to 0, it's immediate action. You're going to get a counter hit because the dummy is immediately trying to hit. So you've effectively done a frame trap on the throw. Right, same with this. That jab is frame trap. Okay. We're not trying to do that. We're trying to simulate a situation where our opponent blocks and then attacks. So if I just do this and walk up, I'm getting thrown. Every time, right? Right? And that was me teching their throw. Yeah? Throw escape from me. So they could delay it even more. They could say, I'm going to tech when you get in range. They break my throw. Set one more frame. Just to solidify that idea. Even then. Yeah. So I'm throwing and he's responding with a throw tech. I should be able to make it so that it always says throw escape on Akuma's end here. I'm going in and I'm trying something. Yeah. Let's tighten it up a little bit. Even with 12, I should be able to do that. I should be able to time it so that Akuma is the one getting the throw escape. Yep, there I was too slow. So this right here is to the frame. If I'm late, I'm teching his throw like that. Yep. This will help you get. It's hard. There it is. So this is where timing in Street Fighter comes in because you're never gonna get this down unless you practice it. Now, the response to an action like this. Rose has a specific button option that beats out throws. So let's use it. Right? Now, not too powerful in this circumstance because I'm +3. And Rose doesn't have a 3-frame. And that doesn't reach. So we could do a very slight walk. We're still not catching the counter hit. We're just getting a hit in. So let's think of something better. That's a 10-frame active move, so it's going to be really difficult to catch. Now we can try a dash. Do we have enough time? Okay, don't have enough dash. Don't have enough time for a dash in this situation. So what else can we do? Well, we can try a different button. Ooh, now we've got something. Okay, we got to practice the spacing. Got to practice the timing. That's what we're looking for. But you can't whiff. So. Right? It's a tough situation. That's what we want. You want to practice the normals. If you wait too long, you're getting thrown. So this is really tight. This is close to frame perfect. So you've got to get the right spacing and get the hit. And then confirm the hit, follow up with an attack. You should be able to do that consistently. I can't do it consistently. The point is to beat out an expected attack, because you're going in with the intent to throw. You're going in trying to get that throw. If they're responding, attack. So instead, we fake them out with the walk up and tag them with the jab. And we know, based on our character, that we have the frames to do a low, strong, crouching, medium punch into spiral. So that's one layer. And it's a tough one. It'll take you time. You should be able to get this consistently. Now you can make it a little bit easier on yourself. You start with a 14 frame tech. Work your way down to this. This is how you learn. Right? So much easier. You can fake the throw and get in. Do your thing. Every time. And the 9 times out of 10, this is probably going to cut it. Right? Because your opponent is going to... You're walking up, they see throw, they react. And you beat them out with a faster button. 4-frame button, normal. Ten times. Oop, 2 out. 1. 2. Whiff, try again. Yeah. 1. Just do the normals. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. Don't skip. 7. Do this. You have to do it. It's not enough to see it a couple times. It's not enough to be in training with accepting a match. You do it once or twice, and then you're on to the match, and you've completely. It's not muscle memory. You haven't assigned your offense yet. Too many people make the simple mistake of just not ironing this shit out. Gotta force yourself to do it. Like, okay, I don't like ranked. Anyone could tell me, oh, you gotta force yourself to play ranked. Well, that's true. Same with training. And I would argue, most of your time in this game needs to be in here. Getting this stuff down. Ranked is the proving grounds. Training is the method of how to play. You're defining your play in training, not in ranked. the whole point. Okay, so we get that. Throw. Beat it. Find things that beat the actions that your opponent is doing. So what's the next layer? After throw, we'll walk back. So how do we simulate a walk back? Bit more tricky. The simple way is to just have the dummy on guard back up a little bit. Now that's a very small backup, but you still got your delay. Right, so let's see what happens. Little walk back. Okay. So what do we do to beat a walk back? Okay, we got lows. Confirm the hit. 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 So we're not worrying about one hit. It is a one hit confirm, right? But you can do this instead. Now, you're not getting much out of that besides a confirmed hit into a fireball. Or you can use meter if you're just so determined to use it. And then you can go into some kind of offense. My recommendation is get used to the standard meterless knockdown, which is going to be the tough one. It's going to be your single hit confirm. But the point of this is that you're laser focused on your opponent. You see them move back, fire off. Look at their feet. See them move back, fire off. Where are your eyes? Right on their feet. Because that's all you care about. You're in the middle of a block string. Your opponent is on defense. You're doing something that they have to respect. They can't do that. You're plus. So they're making a decision on defense. You're exploiting that decision. See, I wasn't fast enough. Obviously, if you do sleep, you want to cover it with something, because your opponent can fuzzy guard or just walk back for a little bit and then block low. That's the counter. That's the defensive counter to what we're talking about here, where they're pretending to walk back and then crouch guarding because they think that you're going to fire off on something unsafe. But we're just talking offense right now. See it? Walk back. Okay. So that's the other layer. So what do we have, right? So if I try and throw, what's going to happen here? Uh-oh. My jab's going to whiff. So that's a counterplay. Counterplay to strike throw is to walk back. That's why the corner is so important. Because if you're in the corner, you can't walk back. Stop it, Mason. Now, if you do any other move, you're going to walk back. They're going to block it because when you're walking back, you're already in auto block. Okay, so we've covered throw, how to beat a tech. Once you recognize that they're responding to your throw with a tech. So we've got normal throw, normal counter throw. Now we've got normal counter the counter to the throw. What else? Challenge. Akuma's fastest button is 3 frames. If he challenges, we're in trouble. Okay. So all this is thinking that our opponent is so scared that they're not going to hit a button. But what if they see, and I'm keeping the delay on 14 because we're trying to simulate human reactions. Human reaction to thing. We're not talking about frame traps here. We're not talking about basic things that you learn up to diamond. We're talking about you're playing the game. And that game is offense, counter offense, defense, counter defense, mind games. You're trying to tell your opponent you're going to do one thing and then do a different thing. Or you're expecting them. You're asking a question in your mind. Throw tech? challenge, backwalk.
You seem a little too passive.
And
Taking it easy
if
on
you
me.
answer that question effectively, you win the game. What's it going to do now? Uh-oh. What does that beat? Well, walk up. Button, traded. Counter hit there.
This will hurt.
Okay, so the dummy is a bit too... So what's happening there is actually the dummy is sticking out their jab. The extended hurt box of the jab is getting caught by my throw. So let's lower this out a little bit. Uh-oh. Can't throw. I guess I should turn on my my key display here. Right? Done. I'm trying to throw. He wins. I'm trying to jab. He wins. I try to low forward. He blocks it. What do? Well, this is where we got to find the timing. Okay? Throw tech, the throw animation in this game is 5 frames. His fastest normal is 3 frames. So if we walk forward simulating a throw or simulating some other offense, and their response is their fastest normal.
You seem a little too passive. Taking it easy on me.
No, I'm not depressive, Rose. We have to get the timing down, or we have to try something else to beat that out. Now, Street Fighter V has priority system. So if you're dealing with a situation where someone is doing this on defense, they're either mashing or they're waiting for your movement doing this, you may want to consider a stronger button. So let's talk standing medium punch with Rose. Okay, counter hit. Too late. Still too late. Okay, so we're expecting them the moment that they say movement to stick out a button. So we're doing a quick movement, and then we're counter hitting their throw attempt. Okay, what can Rose do on counter hit? Well, that's where you got to look at the frame data. Okay, +9. It says it right there. So I know what my options are at +9. The fun one is super. Missed it. Combo.
It's your destiny.
So
Soul powers nature. And now,
I know it's 9 frames.
it's the end for you.
Active in 9. It's gonna hit. It's gonna hit every time,
It's the end for you.
provided I do it correctly. Now that's pretty silly, right? I mean, you can do that, but there's a better option. Okay, Rose has sweep at 9 frames. Okay, so that's 153 damage. Anything else that we try at that range is not going to work, right? Whiff, 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 whiff. Okay, we could maybe do that, but that's 10 frames. So it's not, you're just going to get a block. So all of our normals besides sweep or critical art, whiff. So do the sweep. Practice that. This is the next layer. You want to have this stuff mapped out. Have it on a notepad. We're still, mind you, we're still on crouching light kick, crouching light punch. Yeah. All right, well, now let's think about the opposite side of that. Well, what? Okay. What beats that on the defensive side? Now we're starting to get into frame traps. Because now we're starting to get into reducing this number. Let's reduce it to 10. Uh-oh. I got counter hit. I guess that means I have to respond sooner. Get that counter hit sooner. So this is where the mind games of Street Fighter come in. Finding your opponent's timing and what they want to do. Now, there's another button I could hit here. I could hit crouching medium punch. right? Or I could go for a high risk. Whoop. I could go for that. Now, if that gets blocked to -10, if they crouch, it whiffs. So that's a very high risk option. But if it works, I get beefy combo. I realize that I'm covering the damage with my camera. So let's do this. Okay. Not that it's too important, but just a, good information to have in a training video. So spiral is 11 frames active. It's 11 frames. Looks fast. But the whole point of this is that, okay, if we want to single hit confirm, we can do that. Yeah. Stuff though. Right, so we can fake it. We can go into our cancel normal. We can fake it a little. Right? Cancel into a move. Now you've got to be on point though. So what are you staring at in that situation? Well, I'm staring at the hit confirmation, just getting used to doing single hit confirms. You're getting a counter hit, so you have a little bit more room to play with. But it's very tough. So my recommendation is try to get used to uncancels. You're just trying to get used to linking normals that fit together in these ranges. I can cancel this into V trigger. So it's not all crazy. At closer ranges I can do, that, right? See if I can find the timing. Right? Right, so you can get your two for there, but single hit confirms are when you start to get into the weeds of just trying to see an opponent's attack and know that you want to know that this is going to hit because you're looking for their jab. You see it, and you respond. Right? So that would be a mess up, right? Anyways, back to crouching light kick, light punch. Let's lower the timing again. 8 frames now. Now it's starting to become a much quicker cancel. Like we're micro walking here. We're still getting it. We're still getting that counter hit. But these are starting to become situations where your opponent is acting very, very fast. So in Rose's case, her standing medium punch is ridiculously good for countering high to mid options. If Akuma was instead to do a crouching light kick, this whole concept changes. Or it can change. Unfortunately for Akuma, my standing medium punch does the work. So that's fine. And also it's a 4-frame normal, so it's a little bit easier to react to. So we're starting to get into the kind of the end game here, which is the frame trap. We're almost there. So we can still kind of do a little bit of a micro walk, a little bit hesitation. But again, we're starting to get into the realm of this isn't possible soon. Let's try 6 frames. I don't think it's possible anymore. If I delay at all, I'm getting tagged. And if I do it right away, whiffing. So that's where this situation becomes, maybe I have to go for a quicker button and really tag him out of it. But then what are our options out of that? Very little. Like maybe I can just check with a soul spark, or really commit to a high risk option, which is my target combo. Slight delay. It has to be a very slight delay because we're talking numbers here. We're talking frame data. I was using her standing medium punch is 6 frames. I don't have the time to do that anymore. I don't have the frames to do that anymore when my opponent is mashing this fast. So I have to go to a different option. Right? Now that's incredibly risky. Right? Because there's no way to confirm that. So we have to consider the risk reward when we're doing these types of drills. And in this particular case, oh, okay. So if they have a slight delay, my low forward or my crouching medium kick is catching them. Why is that? Well, I'm spending time to walk forward to do this standing medium punch, and this game is measured in 1/60th of a second. So that micro walk that I'm doing, I mean, we're probably talking like 4 or 5 frames here. We just don't have the frames to do it. So instead, we need to find a slower button that we can hit immediately. So this is the next layer. Confirm the hit. So they're not walking back. But low forward is still the proper option. I'm sorry, I'm using old fighting game terms. Deal with it. Crouching medium kick. So now we know something about this string. This string is actually applicable in 2 situations, which is super important for fighting games. So boop, boop, bow is just as effective on that as it is on the walk back. Do we still have that one? There it is. So both of these options on a 6 frame delay, meaning our opponent is pretty much doing it right away. Pretty much. A little bit of delay. They see something, they see that you're not completing your string. You know, even that works, right? But this is just a check. And if you do it right away, it's still, because we're chaining normals here. But so really, we want to be looking for situations like this. I have both options on. And now my eyes could be staring right at the stun bar when I'm doing this as well. I don't have to be confirming Akuma slightly walking away. No. None of that. We're committing to an option because we think that that's going to expose our opponent's block and score us a hit. Pay attention to the stun bar, pay attention to the hit animation, and confirm. Try single hit confirm into critical art.
Soul powers nature.
All right, so that's 6 frames. Low forward's our answer. Okay. 4 frames. Incredibly slight delay. Let's get our jab back on. Boop, boop, bow. Okay. Okay. What can we do here? Okay. Crouching medium punch works. Can I move forward? No way. So we're talking within mashing territory at this point. So we're +1. He's doing a 6 frame. He's doing a 4 frame delay into a 3 frame move. That's 7 frames. We're +1, so that's 6 frames of a gap. So we have 6 frames to do something, is what I'm trying to describe here. And if that noise came out on the mic, I love it. That's a rice maker. So we have 6 frames to do something.
You seem a little too fast.
We really don't have time to walk. But we do have a 6 frame normal. And the 6 frame normal with priority over lights. So an immediate standing medium punch. Counter hit into sweep. Ah, bow. Okay. Anything else we try is going to whiff. We could do. Got to late confirm it though. See that it hits, and then cancel. So I'm buffering the motion. You can see on my input display. Right? There's the down, roll the forward. Fire off if we hear the hit, or we confirm with the stun bar. Can't do that. Right, so I did the motion, but I was too late. I didn't get the cancel window there. That's all that means. If you see the motion and you see the button, but the move doesn't come out, you were just late. You're just late on your input. All right, so that's the next, right? So once you start getting into, let's go down another 2 frames. Okay. Now we're starting to get into the territory where our second button is scoring a hit. What can we do out of this? Not too much. But it does give us some information. And that information is maybe we shouldn't be doing this block string. Because I can't really get much out of a non-counter hit jab except maybe another walk-up throw. So if I see that scenario, I'm likely going to try for my throw mix-up. Oh, it hit. Or go for a backup. Maybe he hits something. I'm +3. So even on hit, we have to consider the frame down. I'm +3. Okay. What can I do on +3? Well, on +3, I can if I throw out a crouching medium punch, it's a 5-frame active move. I'm +3. I throw that out. If they challenge with anything, then it's not going to work. So that's reasonable. But in general, so now that we're getting into this territory, I'm probably just going to go for a throw. Or my other options that I described. Because maybe what they're going to do is they're going to mash out. They're going to mash out at that point. And I'm +3, so I have all the advantage in the world. I have the advantage that I wanted to have to begin with. And it's on hit. So it's even better. All right. And now we're all the way down to 0. So immediate action. Now we're going to score a counter hit because this is our frame trap. Chaining these 2 buttons together is a frame trap. And then we can go straight into our next button because it's a counter hit. So we should already know our frame traps by heart. You have to know these because these are the immediate actions. We practice these time and time again. We know what they are. So, to recap. Start at the standard range of human reaction, which is going to be around 15 frames, 14, 15 frames. Start there and try things. Generally, you're going to want to look for a tech, or you're going to want to look for the fastest possible action that your opponent can take, which is going to be a 3-frame. So, what's this one? That's our crouching light kick. Okay. What's this one? Walk back. And what's this one? Our tech. Okay. So to recap, 14 frames, range of human reaction. You walk up, you see that. That's layer number 1 on block. trying for a throw. You recognize block, block. Okay, maybe they're being passive. Maybe I should go for a throw. You try it and they tech it. Shoot. Okay. So, we beat the throw with a walk forward, counter hit combo. So you can even call this like an extended frame trap. It's the same idea. You're just extending the frame. You're just extending the frames of the trap. All this is trying to find when they're going to hit their button and hitting yours 1 to 2 frames faster. So standard human reactions, we've got that. Okay, what about standard human reactions on walk back? That's when we look, we see it, and we react with a low forward. Okay. Third layer, the jab. We can treat this exactly the same as our previous. But now we just have to find the timing. Because this move is 2 frames faster, so we're going to have to adjust our timing a little bit. But we can still do it. Okay. And the fourth, our low short. Kind of the same deal, but this time he's crouching. So we can actually take advantage of this in a little bit of a different way. If we're close enough. Which we're not. Okay, so it doesn't matter in this scenario. So just go to your same. You're aiming to catch their timing. You're aiming to catch their timing. And you catch it. You go into the counter hit. I'm going to lower this volume a little bit because I'm sure it's a little loud on the software end here. Okay. And then after you have these down, after you have these ideas down for your character, reduce the frames by 2 and continue. See what happens. So I know it's a little quicker, so I'm reacting a little faster. I'm reducing the number of frames in my trap because I'm trying to catch them hitting a button. Again. Okay, it's too early. Too early there. Too late. And if you do this training enough, you're going to start to recognize the timing. You're going to start to see, oh, he's actually doing a 13 frame response. Oh, he's actually doing a 9 frame response. Whether you think it's happening or not, your brain is going to start to learn these scenarios and adapt to them on the fly, as long as you do them. Lower. 9 frames. Uh-oh. Okay. Can try a slight delay. So now that's a 7 frame button. I'm not moving, but I'm just assuming the timing of his response and beating him out with a higher priority normal, which in this case is a medium punch or medium kick. Scoring a hit. Moving on. Okay. Continue to reduce the number, You get the point. Next topic.